Well, happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Hey, we remembered what day of the week it was.
That's a big thing for us. That's a big thing. We should actually have a calendar hanging right here to remind us.
We probably should. I think that would be good for us. Although at this point our guests are helping us remember what day of the week it is.
Yeah, they are.
So it's Friday. Welcome back to Live from Rabs. Naz and I are enjoying our time with you, and I hope that you've been enjoying your time with us. So one, thank you for the continued support. Thank you for watching, sharing, and liking, and the text messages and the messages we're getting have been great. So please keep the encouragement, keep sharing. We want to hear your ideas too. So if there's someone you want to hear from,
absolutely,
that we should bring on this show, by all means, let us know. We're going to be doing this daily and until further notice.
Until they tell us we can.
until they truly tell us we can. But we're coming to you each day, and again, it's back to enlightening ourselves, having some fun and entertainment while bringing you some exclusive content. I believe we've delivered in the first week. We brought you some interviews that maybe you wouldn't have gotten elsewhere, and this weekend's going to shape up really nicely too. We're going to end this week with a bang. Today, we have another special guest with us today, and she'll be on shortly. Pam Silvestri, the Staten Island Advance food editor. If you're following the Staten Island Advance and Pam, she's been on every day, pretty busy, talking about the food scene. So we're going to bring her in, and she's going to talk a little bit about what's going on out there. In the meantime, there's a couple of things there's nothing going on here much, as we keep reminding you. And you see today, Jimmy and Michael are doing some regular maintenance while we're down. Stuff they would be doing while we were open. That gives us an opportunity to still do some things. Marco and Tina have been delivering pizzas and doing what they can out of the snack bar, and it's been great. And if you see our Facebook page, we posted a link yesterday. Marco and Tina decided to start surprising those on the front lines that are helping us and helping our community, delivering food, lunch, dinner, pizzas, and all sorts of things out of our kitchen, just to feed those who are really helping us. I think we take it for granted that this is their job, whether they're nurses, doctors, police officers, troopers. They've been surprising some folks all week long, and thank you for your support. That link yesterday that we posted, if you want to support what we're doing, we're calling it our Feed Our Heroes campaign, where we're delivering food every day. And Kenny Soto actually reached out and said, hey, how can I help?
Something. Yep.
How can I help? And he wanted to make a donation. And so here we are. We are collecting monetary donations. If you are able to, you can use the link. You can certainly stop by or give it to someone that's making a delivery to you, so we can continue this each day. I know people say they're doing their jobs, but this is beyond doing their job.
This is really beyond that. You're starting to see, unfortunately right now, some people passing from this disease. The people that are there in the hospitals are exposing, and the nursing homes too, are exposing themselves to this every day. Without a thought, and they still have families at home that they're going back to too. So, it's a scary time for everybody, but for those people in particular, they are literally in the trenches, and it's a hard time for them emotionally, I'm sure too.
Yeah, without a doubt. So we keep saying it every day, and we say thank you, and this has been Gennaro's way of giving back, and you can be a part of it. So check out that link, and if you want to, if you're able to and you can, and make a contribution, it's certainly seen. We certainly appreciate it. Everything is 100% at cost for us to be able to just send food over to those going above and beyond their jobs, because that's what they're doing. And
any donation helps. It doesn't have to be a big donation, $5, whatever you can give. And if you know of anybody that we might not think of that could use a donation, please let us know. Please reach out to us and let us know.
Yeah, that's the important part. And as long as we know someone in the facilities, we can make that connection to make the donation. We're not making blind donations. These are friends of ours, family, customers here at Rabs. And so one of the first groups was our friends at Staten University Hospital. Pictured here, Dan O'Sullivan, a fellow bowler, and his team there at Staten University Hospital shared this photo after getting some pizzas. So Dan, thank you for sharing that, and thank you for all that you guys do. It certainly doesn't go unseen. You know, it's tough because we take it for granted, and we need to remember those who are putting their lives at risk. So hey, today we're going to be talking about food, and so we brought in the expert, the Staten Island food expert. She's a little humble when people say that, but it's true. Pam Silvestri. So Pam, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for being a part of what we're doing here live from Rabs.
Well, thank you for having me. That's very nice. I love what you're doing. This is so great. This is so cool. And I get to see the bowling alley, which is something that we miss, probably took for granted, especially the pizza there.
Well, we're delivering at home. And Naz, check this out. Today's new addition to the menu
is Gennaro's personal pie kit. So it not only is it great food, it is a little activity you can do with your family. So here it is.
Is that a light?
I love it. It goes up from Gennaro's.
That's cool. I'll remember that, and I'll put it in my own little podcast or whatever.
I love when you and the boys come in and say hello. It's always a nice reminder to see everybody. But you guys come in often. Speaking of the boys, how are the boys holding up during this?
They're good. They're good. They've been very cooperative, thank goodness. And I let them go out on a bike ride now. So I don't know. I have to let them get some exercise and fresh air. They're 11 and 12, so they need to go out. It's a little creepy because the neighborhood's completely empty, and the other children are inside. And the other thing is that their cousins live behind us, and I can hear them playing basketball actually, but we can't really communicate. So it's weird. It's just a weird world.
Yeah, it's a strange way to be right now, but hopefully this will renew our appreciation of company and being with other people too.
Yep. I'll tell you one thing it did. I just wrote a story about ShopRite and how revolutionary this has been for ShopRite, and the borough. We love ShopRite. I mean, the whole borough is very. I think everybody shops there, and uses the other stores, Met Foods and such. But ShopRite got really pounded in this whole thing, and they had to completely change their rules and refunds and rain checks, and prices are fluctuating constantly. So I mean, my question for the Staten Island Advance was on my mind is, how could you put a circular out? How do you put a circular out if you don't know the prices from week to week? But they're being flexible, and they're going with it. Mr. Mannix, who owns the market, is from Staten Island, so he's another reason why a lot of people feel very loyal to the market. And then the other thing is it's just fascinating because they have a whole program now in place to clean the store, and they have an outside service that comes in and actually scrubs the store down. I mean, it's revolutionized, I think, the supermarket business just generally. So,
yeah.
The time being. Also, the shop at home is sold out. You can't even get near it until April. So you have your senior citizens. There's a lot of other issues here that it brings up. But
we're regular customers of Shop at Home, and more so for the large stuff, the heavy stuff that I love going shopping. At the same time, I hate going shopping. So when we use ShopRite at Home all the time, and I will tell you, we loaded up our cart, and I sat there and go day by day. I kept clicking, and it sold out.
Yep.
So finally, I think the trick is 8 o'clock is what it seems to be when they roll the new times over for the next day that it becomes available.
8 p.m.
8 p.m.
I'm gonna put that.
I don't know if I should be sharing it,
it.
but I discovered that when we were loading up our cart, and right at 8 p.m. is when the next day came available, and we were fortunate to get our delivery time. The site is slowed down a little bit because of the amount of people trying to use the service, but we've been using it for quite some time, and we absolutely love it. And I know Stop and Shop has Peapod, and some of our other local markets are also offering delivery, so that's cool too.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, the buyer's market has really, gotten stepped up to it. The Met Foods has been very, very good. I mean, as far as our family is concerned, and my dad is elderly, and we have been staying away from him. I'm afraid I'm going to get him sick from the kids. But I make sure he's okay, and check on him, and give him food and put it outside the door and whatnot. But to supplement, there's the Dick's Delis and buyers and so on and so forth in the world, which are great. Also, Frank and Sal's has been very good. My cousins live in Great Kills, and they love the store. They don't get delivery from them, but they do love the store, and they appreciate what they're doing with washing down the carts and making sure there's social space enough between everybody. But on the Deep South Shore, I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt you.
No, you go.
No, but on the Deep South Shore, like in Rossville and whatnot, I get a lot of inquiries from readers about where to shop. So it's very interesting. It seems to be a little bit of a need out there. So I'm going to write some stories about that actually this weekend.
Some of them, even if they don't have delivery, are offering curbside. So if you don't, even if you don't get a pickup time, you can still order online, and then they'll bring it and put it in your car. So that's also a little bit helpful too.
Well, it's funny. Also, aside from supermarkets, it's really revolutionized the restaurant business, and I worry, and I wrote a column about that today. I keep a diary, and I put it on the Staten Island Advance. I try to be positive. Unfortunately, realistically, can't always be because the majority of phone calls, for instance, this morning I got from restaurant owners were really worrisome. They were, they're scared. They don't know if they should continue to, make a go of this. Sometimes sales are $100 or something like that. I mean, it's kind of pitiful. A lot of people have their pantries completely filled. There's no reason to eat out. But then at the same time, you have Staten Islanders that are very lovely and generous, and they want to support the restaurant so badly. So they'll put a $400 order in, for instance, at a bakery and send, care packages around Staten Island to people who are stuck at home. Or this is another one that tons of people are sending food to Rumsey and Staten Island University Hospital. Do you mind if I just give a couple of numbers? I don't.
Go for it, please share.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just concerned about it because I got a call last week from somebody who was concerned that it was it was a lot to coordinate because it's a lot of stuff coming in, and also the restaurant owners are putting themselves in danger by going into the hospital and not taking precautions. But there's actually a couple of people who are really terrific. At Rumsey, there's I can give you the number. It's 818-2106. That's 818-2106. There's Evelyn Fanesca. She's at a very lovely lady at Staten Island University Hospital at 226-6331, 226-6331. And Terry Troya, if people have stuff like large pickups from restaurants and things like that that are maybe closing up. And that would be 646-523-7274. So 646-523-7274. That is, she'll go literally to you and pick up your stuff from your restaurant and bring it to the food pantries. A lot of people who are in the food service business, probably, I'm thinking by the end of next week or the week after, will really be, they'll be taken care of, I'm sure, by other restaurant owners and people who are generous. But, God forbid they are on a food line. This is where the need is for food.
Well, thank you. And do me a favor, send those to us because we'll put them in the text of this as well.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's funny that you say it. It's not funny. It's sad in a way. At the same time, when we looked at our own food operation here, you have to take in consideration your overhead. What could you do? And so, to your point, some of these restaurants can't make it a go for a to-go or delivery service, and what it truly takes. If you could be a one-man, two-man show and do everything yourselves, keep your costs down.
Owner operated.
Yeah, it could work. But we're seeing it. We've got a few staff in and out trying to make deliveries and working together and making our own deliveries. And so far, knock on wood, okay. Listen, it's not the greatest, but it's something to keep us afloat.
Mm-hmm.
But I can certainly see where those who have much larger overheads won't be able to make that. And so it's the land of the unknown. What happens when we come out of this? How many of our small businesses can truly make it? And so we hope for the best, and we think about everybody, and we always talk about small business and supporting small business. This becomes the time that we have to remember our small businesses as much as we can. And when we come out of this,
Right.
more importantly,
of
those that
them.
have survived, to make sure we support our small businesses. It's easy for me to say that because, of course, we want people to support us. It's not going to be easy when we come out of it. So I appreciate sharing that because it's important. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
Though I'm looking at the way it's running right now with restaurants, and they're very streamlined. And as you point out, it's the owner doing everything, cleaning the toilets or whatever, and just basically running out to the curb and dropping off the food. I mean, it's a lot. It's overwhelming, and it's starting to take its toll a little bit, I think. And I guess I think we're going to see, I guess, after this weekend, how many places are going to continue to do it. I think this is sort of a good marker this weekend. The weather is going to be nice. I mean, it's going to be encouraging for people to want to go out and maybe take a drive and pick stuff up. And if that cooperates, maybe things will be good. Maybe business will be great. But if it isn't great, I think we're just going to see a lot of places just kind of shut it down for a while, and hopefully not permanently.
But the weather, we're so weather dependent. We saw these rainy days. We were a little upset because we'd be busy on those rainy days.
Yeah.
It's true. What do you think is the percentage of restaurants at this point that throughout the island that might be open offering services? I know it's small, but how small is it? Do we know?
Well, the Advance has a link, and I'll send that to you too. And I'd appreciate it if you could put it up. The Advance, we are keeping track of the businesses that are open and trying to keep up with the hours and things like that as things change. Discount programs and whatnot. For instance, like Max's Esca in Dongan Hills, they had a curbside pickup with cocktails and kind of a nice program that they tried to continue with their fine dining effort. But what happened, like they just discontinued, for instance, today, they had a 20% off, deal, and they disconnected. They turned that off as far as, it just wasn't working for them. But in the meantime, they do love hearing from their customers, and that sort of thing. Time frame, as far as, I don't know how long this can go on for. I mean, it's not a lot of sales, and there's not a lot of people going out there and spending a ton of money, except for some really generous people. Some interesting thing happened. There's such a thing as too much business. Kim Cooks and Caters had you remember this? Did you hear about this?
Yeah, I think it's awesome. Go ahead, tell us.
So Kim Cooks and Caters is friendly with Elvis Duran and his husband Alex Carr, and they said that they would commit to picking up half the tab of Staten Islanders' food bills at Kim Cooks and Caters. So it was a one-day only thing. It happened on Wednesday. And as you can imagine, it was an amazing deal. Actually, New York One picked it up. The Advance wrote about it. It was a big deal, like citywide. And I think people were so hungry for good news that they just really leaped on it. And she was bombarded. She had, hundreds of people coming and trying to eat the food. And it was quite a showing. So it didn't necessarily go well, but in the end, it was she did well, and she continues to do well these last couple of days, and people, for the most part, appreciated it. So
that's great. I mean, the both, as much as that we could do, and we love Kim, and we love what she does there. The food's really good, so I'm happy for her. She's on Lincoln Avenue. She's right next door to our building there, between 7-Eleven and our building where my dad's old pro shop was.
Oh, cool.
So cool. That's my old hometown, Grand City.
So you mentioned a couple other restaurants. So right now, takeout is just not about pizza. There are some fine dining restaurants that are offering takeout.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Pasta Vino is one of them. That's probably the, I mean, it's got a beautiful setting. It's right on the water and everything. Trattoria Romana is still going. Basilio Inn is still going. These places that are old Staten Island. La Fontana is going pretty strong. They have very loyal customers that have gone there for the 40 or so years they've been in business. Joe Fauci, my son, is walking into the kitchen. Hold on 1 second. Do you want to go on a little? This is Rab's bowling alley. Look. I don't know if you can see it. It's an empty bowling alley.
It's a little empty.
So
if we were just talking about Pasta Vino, because we were able to check out actually pre and post the change there, and they've done a great job. And Bin 5's another one. I saw that Danny's got a great menu, and he's shipping out cocktails. But they can't be easy for fine dining, especially at the price point So I've seen the same thing. You were sharing also in your stream how they've starting to change their menus a little bit, limiting what they can offer.
Yeah.
They're willing to pay for those meals. I think is what it comes down to. Lowering the average ticket price for to-go meals.
Yeah, that's hard. It's just different. I'm so sorry. He's hamming it up there.
So Buddy and Dean, I know, and Basil and Blue and Bio also have kind of adjusted their menus a little bit to accommodate this too.
Yes. I don't know if you heard this, but Blue is actually selling cold cuts.
Yes.
And, yeah, they completely changed up their format. It's amazing. I mean, but you know, the spirit of a Staten Islander, and I'm a native, and I know you guys are, right? Yep. But like the spirit of a Staten Islanders to really be fighting and come up with new ideas and attract new audiences, and you know, that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing.
I know that Ruddy and Dean he's offering like a.
I'm so sorry. I apologize.
Good. We love it. I mean, that's the spirit of what happens here at Brad's. It's good. It's good. Family, fun, kids. I mean, we're missing this. It's usually what's running around on our weekends. We love it. It's all good, everybody.
Can I sell my infomercial?
You cannot sound no.
I can't sell my infomercial.
I'm sorry.
Can I sell it?
Sure will.
Chips Ahoy!
I love it.
Sorry
I
about
absolutely love it.
If you never need a third person in your little lineup over there, you got a little ham in the other room.
He could be our commercial guy. We were talking. We might have to monetize this a little bit.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to monetize what they're doing now, because I think we're all, you know, it's not about the money at this point. It's just about a love for livelihood. So, but how's the bowling alley? I mean, like, I'm concerned about you guys. It's such a big space. I know Guido is your landlord, right?
He is, and so we've got a good relationship with him and our landlords, and so for us, it's been hard. We've got a lot of employees, a lot of family, and folks. This is an outlet for people to get away from everyday life, and this is part of the reason why we started this, is to welcome everybody inside, to see exposing what's happening inside and or lack thereof, and staying connected. It's tough. This is our overhead is very large. We're going to get through it. We're positive that we'll get through it. We've got a great community behind us. It's going to be a little tough. There are some great opportunities. The SBA is offering opportunities. Our industries are telling stories. We're just making the best of it. Whether or not we take advantage of those things, these are things that small businesses have to look forward to, right? So a loan's a loan, but does it make sense for us? So we're looking at all of our options.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Cool.
It's such a. I'm like, this is like a serious conversation. This man's livelihood.
This is my brother right here.
Yes. I apologize. I'm sorry. And
no.
Pam, I love it. So, P.S. We're doing okay. We're doing okay.
Yeah.
We're doing what we can here. Our team is bunkered down, and we just want everybody to stay healthy and stay safe while we're inside. We're making the best of it. That's what I can tell you.
Yeah. God bless you. I mean, I give you credit. We love the bowling alley. It's very clean. I love that. I love that about the place. We love the food. We love the fact that you have flagship beer on tap in the High Rollers Lounge. That name cracks me up with the purple. I love that. So Staten Island.
But that's who we are. We are. This is Staten Island. This is our community place, and so that's why we appreciate everybody around us, and we just have an awesome community within what we do outside, and there's so many things that we can do together, and that's part of what we're doing here. So we appreciate the kind words.
Yeah, you're great. So keep on doing what you're doing, and I like I said, I plugged you in the advance, and it's very inspirational to see you do this kind of thing, and I can't wait to tune in tomorrow. Yeah.
Well, we're going to talk about the rest of the week, but we've got a good show lined up. We have a couple of other questions for you too.
Sure.
I mean, we're talking food. Did you see how nice array of fresh produce here? So we have a little garden outside the front of the bowling center.
Nice.
This is not from the bowling center.
That's not from there.
We've been Naz got me started, and on Misfits Market we get our produce delivered every week or every other week, and it's been awesome. It's fresh, organic from the farm. So we wanted to show it off today in spirit of.
Nice.
Of
What's it called?
Misfits Market. And if you're interested, I'll be posting.
Oh, yeah. Is it organic produce or whatever?
Yeah, it's all organic produce. Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
And so on that, I'm sorry, Nance,
No,
because we're
no.
talking about the produce. I was going to ask you. So I know you've got a great garden, and so this is a great opportunity. Is this the best opportunity? People are home. Should we be gardening? The weather is starting to change. What kind of tips could you give for those at-home gardens where we're growing produce, or what are you doing right now outside?
Well, actually, we have a little greenhouse. My husband built a greenhouse out of just like plastic and some, beams that he had around. And we have it heated, and it gets up to, it was 108 degrees. Actually, my kids were just talking about that as they did the watering of the little seedlings and everything. And it's very rewarding to grow things. And now, if you plant seeds now, you can order them online. You have about another week before you can, it's a perfect time to be planting. Anytime before Mother's Day, there's a chance of a frost. So usually, like a good marker to put like shoots in is Mother's Day. That's perfect for that. It's nice for children. I mean, our kids understand and appreciate things like peaches, which come from the tree in a backyard. In our backyard, we have a plum tree, which unfortunately has not flowered, or it flowered, but they killed it with a baseball and, back. So I don't know if we're gonna get plums this year. But I try to grow all my own herbs. I mean, we have plenty of room to do that, and we live in West Brighton, so we live in the area. It's kind of nice because the sun is on the south side of the house, so
good soil.
North side. Sorry.
And you got great soil.
The soil is good. Actually, much of it is from the Decker farm. When my husband was the farmer up there, we would, if there was any kind of excavation or there was dirt lying around or whatever, we would take it. They have a lot of chestnut trees up there, black walnut trees, sorry. And so we have like little black walnut stuff in the soil. And also these little things, I don't know if you've ever seen them. They're these beautiful white flowers. They're called snowdrops. And they come up, they're like one of the first flowers that come up in the spring. And they're so pretty, but like once that comes up, then the crocuses start coming up, and now we're getting daffodils, and it's amazing because, time goes on, and the earth keeps moving, and spring is coming, and, it's kind of amazing that things are going on in nature around us, and without any mind to the, horribleness going on in our lives. But, I don't know, it's really a crazy time, surreal.
Yep.
So good to be outside, and it's good to be breathing in the air and putting your hands in the soil. That's nice.
Yeah.
Great opportunity.
So transitioning a little bit to the food scene on Staten Island, I would think, present time accepted, that there's been a pretty big change over the last, I would say, 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
The restaurants available on Staten Island and the food available on Staten Island.
We've been incredibly fortunate to be such a diverse dining scene. I was really concerned there for a few years that fine dining would completely disappear. It's on the way out. I mean, I think this just sort of hastens its departure with linens and things like that. The whole industry that's been affected by not only this, but also as we get more casual with our concepts, kind of going toward that Shake Shack, concept of, nice food, but, you get it to go, or you're, not, I don't know. It's nothing fancy. You're not dressing up anymore. I mean, not that we really dressed up on Staten Island. I mean, I used to joke to people going to Trattoria on a Saturday night or wearing the same sweatsuits, the Laursen sweatsuits, but, hopefully we'll do that again. I say that lovingly.
Oh, we
The
understand.
Staten Island Italian tuxedo.
Yeah. We can say that,
Yeah, right.
I'm Italian. I can say that.
It's my other son. Come on, you want to say hello? Rab's Bowling Alley? Look.
Hey,
Look.
what's up, guys?
Hey, bud.
Hi.
This is Andrew. He is 12.
Hi, Andrew.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
Are you driving your mom crazy?
Oh, my brother is. Not trying to.
So wonderful.
Yeah.
Good boy.
I love your bowling alley, by the way. It's nice, clean place. Love the pizza, by the way, too.
Oh, the pizza. Of course you do. I'm always. I love it. Thanks, bud.
The truth.
You talk, the food scene really has changed. We have so many new concepts coming in, and I think people were starting these concepts. Violet Cellar's a good example. That's even bringing in the Corner House and Juicy Lucy Barbecue. Daddy O's started it, and then it's changed. It's changed the landscape, and we weren't sure. I believe people were scared because they didn't think we would support it or take it in. Yeah. But we really, truly need more variety of options. But we can't support all of them, right? There's only so many. I mean, we have a lot of pizzerias and Italian restaurants, and over the years we've seen that change. We've made room for new concepts. So in your, I think, in your side, does that continue to evolve? Are we ahead of the? Do we think we're ahead of the curve? Are we behind the curve?
We're Staten Island is so welcoming. People, I don't know, if you're not from here, you don't kind of understand the vibe. But we're really a small, big town, and we're very welcoming. I think that the Sri Lankan community especially is kind of flourished, especially with restaurants. You've got some really beautiful places like La Caruana, which is on the north here. They have when things get back to normal, they have a Saturday, Sunday brunch that's like an all-you-can-eat type of thing. It's not a brunch. It's like an all-you-can-eat spread for about $12.95 a person. And if you're not familiar with that kind of cuisine, it's a good way of stepping into it. The other thing that we also have, the food is actually kind of exciting, especially if you go to Port Richmond Avenue. There's I haven't been down there in like a week, but there's like a whole bunch of little restaurants in the back of bodegas. There's one place that's kind of cool, and I really love this place. It's a little crazy, but it's a laundromat that has a restaurant in it, and in the back, it's like got a bodega, a laundromat. It's got nice produce in the height of the season and stuff like that. The guy who owns it goes all the way up to Hunts Point Market and brings it down personally almost every day. Wow. And it's called Jaquilta. It's on the corner of Broadway and Post. And so you can do your laundry and you can have a taco at the same time and get a curry chicken. They're cash only, but as a lot of these places are, in that format.
That's cool. But, check that out. Totally. That's a speakeasy Manhattan-esque type thing. That's cool. That's really cool. What's the name of that again?
Jaquilta. Jaquilta. Jaquilta.
Oh, that's cool.
They speak English, and it's great.
We'll have to add that to the list. Hey, talk a little bit about what you and master husband there, chef, doing at the former Vita, which is pretty cool. The private dinners. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to return, but Dave, my husband, is a chef, and he, just to kind of keep his hands in the business and keep practicing things like making bread and desserts and stuff like that, he went, made an arrangement with the owner of Vita, who's selling the restaurant. She is presently not in town, but she just decided that she's kind of had it with the business. Interestingly, before this all happened, but anyway, so she wanted to sell the place and take a break. And so while the restaurant was empty, she decided that she was going to, farm it out. So a bunch of really talented chefs actually came in there. There's one, Alicia Rainish, and she did a whole series of chicken pot pies. And that was interesting. She had them frozen and, and what have you. So then it's kind of cool.
Dinners, wine tastings. That's really cool. So hopefully he'll bring that back or find a new place. Yeah, definitely, it's something that we need more of those experience. People thrive for experience type things. So those are the things that people look forward to. Yeah, trying new places and new things. And I mean, I've heard his food is pretty good.
Yeah, thank you. But the other thing is Massimo over at Vinum is doing a great job. He's really mixed up his format. I guess there's a massive supply of food and paper towels and toilet paper and cleaning product at a lot of these food distributors that used to service just the food industry, the restaurants, and now they have so much supply, Cisco and so on and so forth, that these places like Massimo's are just basically like little warehouses. And so he will put everything in a bag and bring it to the curb, and you pay for it in advance or what have you. And
that's cool.
Yeah, cool stuff. But anyway,
is there we want to make sure that everybody tunes into you and is checking out the Staten Island Advance and SALive.com and checking in on Pam. And Pam's been live on Facebook every day, letting us know about the restaurant scene, who's open, who's closed, who's doing takeout and delivery. So thank you for doing that, because that's really important. People need a place to go and get that information. It's not easy to call a place. If they're closed, they're getting messages or they're calling at the wrong times. A lot of us have adjusted hours. So thank you for doing that. So those that are watching, be sure to check in with Pam and support your local restaurants and food businesses. Is there anything else you want to share with us before we let you go and go back to beating up your kids?
Oh yeah, thank you. And I think it just blacked out. I don't know if I'm still on, but
you're still on.
Oh, well, it blacked out. How weird is that? Anyway, no, everything is great. Please tune into the Staten Island Advance. My email address is silvestri@siadvance.com. That's silvestri@siadvance.com. Send me any kind of information you want. It doesn't have to be food related, and I'll make sure it gets to where it has to go in the newspaper.
Awesome. Well, it looks like she got disconnected there, but thank you very much, Pam, for being here, for popping in with us. We certainly appreciate you taking the time. Hey, I don't know why it looks like this. I think it thinks that she's still in here. Hi. Here we go. So hey, we have you never know who's going to pop in and say hello to us. But first, I wanted to share. We have 2 memes of the day, and here's one in theme. I was hoping to share this before Pam went.
I miss the days when we were terrified of romaine lettuce.
Oh, I mean, you go back to E. coli and what we were dealing with. But that was funny. That was sent in to us by our friend Donna. So thanks, Donna, for sharing that. That is the meme of the day. We have 2. We'll share the other one before we close. But you never know who's going to pop in. And we've got a friend here on Staten Island that does he's got a radio show, and he's
Tell him to turn himself on.
well. Hey, Dan, welcome to the show.
Hi, Dan.
So, Dan, Nobody Cares Sports Show. I tried to send you a text message, but you're using your phone. You are sideways.
I can't hear you.
He was playing. So it's funny. We're sitting here.
You were upright for a while.
You were playing with your phone and trying to get it in the right spot. And I sent you a message while we were waiting. And you are vertical and sideways. So if you want to flip over your camera so we can see you.
He's taking notes. Or he's writing a note.
Or he can't hear us.
Maybe he can't hear us. Okay.
Fix your sound. I don't know why you can't hear us. We're not muted.
Are you on Firefox?
No, he's on his phone.
Nothing.
Oh, we can hear you.
Not even for a second.
Unmute him. Unmute him.
Liz, who is not here with us today, is still producing the show.
Nothing. Can't hear you for a second. Still nothing.
Uh-oh. What did we do?
Oh, the other person did. I don't know what you want to look at.
So, hey, can you hear us now? Microphone's live. Microphone's going.
TV's not.
No. Can our viewers hear us? Can our viewers hear us? Those that are on Facebook, can you hear us? Send us a comment. You see us? You hear us? I'm getting laughter, but I'm not getting a response. Well, thanks, Linda. We seem to be the highlight of Linda's day. That's wonderful. But we'd like to know if you can hear us, because you just brought in Dan, and he can't seem to hear us. Okay, so Joy just said she can hear us. Hey, I'm not sure what happened there.
Yes.
We're going to get Dan to come back in with us. Let him reconnect. Maybe he's got to come out and come back in. So thank you. We have a little bit of delay between the comments and the stream. So thank you for letting us know. I think we should start the text thing. If we have an issue, just somebody text us. So I got your notes. Thank you. So let's see if Dan could get back in. And Dan's got a sports show, so we can talk a little bit sports with Dan before we head out. So hopefully we can get him back in there. So Naz, Frank, what has been your favorite restaurant to go to lately? While we're talking food. We're not. Yeah.
Pre-disaster. It's hard to have a favorite. I mean, in my neighborhood, we have so many. We're blessed to have so many great restaurants. We like to do Seppi Pizza Bar on Friday. They have great pizza, a small owner, great family. We love going there. The pizza and food is awesome. We like to go to Ruddy and Dean. And of course, my probably all-time favorite is Beso. I mean, that's you can't go wrong at Beso. You can't go wrong.
No, I haven't been there
But
in a
again,
while.
it's so hard to pick a favorite. It's pretty impossible.
My wallet is appreciating me not going out as much.
Yes.
Why
I lost my income, we are going out to eat less. So I guess maybe it's a trade-off.
It's a good balance.
And I will have to say, Frankie and I have both lost weight over the last week, and I chalk it up to our lunches, because lunch is an event here, and we start texting each other about 9 o'clock in the morning what we're going to have for lunch. There he is. It's good. So, yeah, we're saving ourselves some calories right there.
That's definitely true. Hey, we're going to bring Dan back in, and hopefully he can hear us. Hey, Dan, can you hear us?
Oh, yeah.
No,
Yeah, I
can't
can hear you.
There he is.
Yay.
Welcome.
How are you guys?
We're doing all
We're
right.
good, Dan.
Dan, thanks for popping in. I was just telling we were talking food. You were on while we were talking to Pam. We're talking food today, and we reminded people you never know who's going to call in. Hey, Dan, tell us what you're doing. You've got this. I mean, you talk about nobody cares, but people do care because they're tuning into you. So what's going on? Tell us what's happening at Nobody Cares Sports.
Well, I'm going to tell you what's going on right now. I'm starving. I've been listening to Pam Silvestri talk about food. This whole laundromat taco place. What? How is that? Are you kidding me?
I don't know how I missed that.
I don't know how you missed it either. The other thing is I've been sitting in the yard, gorgeous day, wearing this black jacket, and I'm just sweating profusely. So that's the current state of Nobody Cares Sports right now. We're looking for creative ways right now. I got to be completely honest with you. There's no sports, if you can imagine that, a world with no sports. But we're looking for things to bet on. A lot of our following really are a bunch of like gamblers, right? So we're trying to find out the best stuff to put our money on. And, we were coming up with some different new sports ideas. Some of our fans thought about maybe letting birds fly around in your house wearing helmets. Totally ridiculous. I don't know how we're going to implement that. So right now I'm against that.
What about turkeys? We got turkeys, plenty of them.
Turkeys in the parking lot. We can get them.
I like that. We can get some action on that. We could definitely get some action on that. The other thing I'm thinking is let's not reinvent the wheel here. All right, maybe we could just bet on the weather, because these weather people, I don't know why they're essential. I don't know why they need to go to work. They said it was going to rain today on Friday, and it's not raining. So
outside today.
Yeah.
It's glorious outside today. So we could possibly bet the weather. I'm having a really bad hair day. Look like Bob Dylan, late 60s after a drug problem, but it's fine. Everybody quarantines differently. Don't judge.
No judgment.
Hey, tell us about how this started. So you guys are, I believe, at the Makerspace Studio doing your thing, and which is a really cool place. But tell us how it started and what you guys are doing.
Well, I mean, basically, producer Fred Mangin out of Mangin Media said, "Hey, Dan, I know you do comedy. Would you like to host a local sports show?" I said, "Sure. What's it on?" And he said, "Well, it's on Maker Park Radio. It's community radio." I said, "That sounds cool. I'll do it under the one thing. It has to be called Nobody Cares." And he said yes. So I think he has a bit of a mental problem. And we just kind of like moved forward, and it evolved from, I guess, like a podcast radio show to a sports network where now, I think there's really a need to cover local sports. And we're kind of doing it for free for the community. So until sports comes back on Staten Island, we're going to be taking action on turkey races in the parking lot. We've got a lot of fun stuff coming up. Birds are going to be flying. The Chinese bookie is alive and well. I just want to say that. The Chinese bookie He's more healthier than all of us. He's like the Magic Johnson of this thing. It's outrageous. Who knew? Who knew? Chinese bookie is just doing better than all of us. I want to give a shout out to the Commodore, though, who's a little under the weather. I hope he gets better. And, we're staying afloat. We do things good for the community. We always say, if you do for the community and have fun, fun's the number one thing. Everywhere we go, people yell, "Nobody cares." I'm not sure if that means that they. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Well, they said even bad publicity is publicity.
That's true. I'm a firm believer in that. There's no bad press. It's all good press.
There's no bad press. I mean, this is bad press, I can assure you. But I just want to give a shout out to the other people out there quarantined, our friends Ryan Williams, Chris Williams from Williams Eyeworks. Joe. Those guys are still open for business.
They are.
They're troopers, man. I mean, they're great people over there at Williams Eyeworks. So if you still need to see good, to watch your Netflix and stuff over there. And
Chris is a good friend of ours.
Yes.
Chris and Ryan, and I have to say I missed seeing Ryan Saturday night here on the lanes. And I gotta go. I'm due for a new script, so I gotta go check in. I'm not going to the store now, but I'll be going. I need to go soon. Might be the best time to actually go.
Might be.
Yeah. Oh, the best time to go. Yes, it's the best time to go, Frank. Absolutely. The other thing is, I'm super heartbroken. We were supposed to have bingo in the High Rollers Lounge last night.
We were. So we'll postpone bingo. So Dan and his team are going to host bingo in the bar. We're going to do sports trivia nights and just bring some light fun and with Dan and hey, just trying something new. We're looking forward to it, but we'll postpone it last night. Hey, I mean, we certainly could have done it for a crowd of 2.
Oh, no doubt. Somebody was getting bingo. I love your quarantine station over there at the bowling alley. But I got to say, have you guys ever seen the movie Rodney Dangerfield, Easy Money? Takes place on Staten Island.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember the wedding scene? Very popular, with like the townhouses on Staten Island.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to pan the camera. This is my quarantine is Easy Money.
Yeah.
So,
I love it.
you don't get more Staten Island than this, folks. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Great.
It's fine. Listen, guys, thanks for having me on. I'm sweating. This is like, so people have been complaining that they have to be indoors, and it sucks, and I get it. But you got to be inside. But I saw a meme of Frankie Carbone from Goodfellas, and it said, "You've done 5 days, I did 20 years." And I was like, that's pretty accurate, because when you go outside, it puts it. When you go in your yard, don't you feel like a lion in a cage, or Tiger King's very popular right now? Like you just pace.
I haven't watched it yet. Yeah, I
saw. Watch that. Do yourself a favor. Lock 7 hours away and watch Tiger King. You should end the live stream now and go watch Tiger King.
All right, it's on my list. I have to check in.
It's a good list.
We've been talking about TV all week and how much TV we've actually watched. I mean, how much we've drank and watched.
Yes.
Dude, I drank rye the other night. Nobody drinks rye, okay? People told me that they haven't seen someone drink rye since the cast of MASH. And I got to be completely honest with you. I get why people don't drink rye. I went on a live stream, and you can check this out on Nobody Cares Sports' Facebook, unfortunately. But I did a live stream where at 5 o'clock I was sober and started drinking this rye. At 6 o'clock when I ended the live stream, I was emaciated. At 8 o'clock, I had 4 slices of frozen pizza. I took a shower. The Keurig made me a strong cup of coffee. I was dead. It was horrible. But whatever.
Was it one of those bottles that have been sitting in the back of the cabinet all this time that's got dust that you're just trying to use up?
It's the one that like you got from your cousin that doesn't really love you for Christmas, aka your brother.
That he probably had for 5 years.
It's a $200 bottle that's like small batch, like 15 years old, but it's rye. Who drinks rye? That's my quarantine.
You made a fancy old fashioned with it.
Nobody Cares is going out of business. We had a good run, but we'll be here. We just get the rye away from me. Flagship Brewery said that they're going to send me some stuff. I don't think that's an easy transition, but I'm with it. I love Bike Show. You know what I'm talking about. We love those guys down there, but my God in heaven.
And I know it's nobody cares, but we care. We care.
No.
We hope you care.
It's not that, nobody cares about the sports that we cover or the content. It's that nobody cares about us. Like, why should we call ourselves number one in sports or Staten Island's number one in sport? Nobody cares. You know what I mean? And our thing is no religion, no politics. We never talk about that stuff on the air. There's enough nonsense, out there to divide people, and we're just looking to bring people together. So that's our whole MO at Nobody Cares Sports. Nobody cares. Thanks for having me on, guys. I'm sweating so bad.
Hey, Dan, we're gonna let you go so you can go cool off and pour another glass of rye. It'll get you.
Thanks, guys. That's good advice. I'm also gonna shower. Great.
Really, thanks for checking in. You've got the link. I mean, you could pop in at any time. And say hello. But listen, we keep
No. You guys have a big parking lot. We can stay 12 feet apart. You have some turkeys, so I'm going to bring the Chinese bookie down there. We're going to see what we can do. You asked for it.
I was a kid who used to do turtle races at bowling on the green. It was a big thing.
Oh, we got plenty of.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. You could do chicken tic-tac-toe like they used to do in Chinatown. where you play tic-tac-toe against a rooster. I don't know. There's just spitballing. Think about it. Just think about it. I love you guys. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks, Ben. I'll talk to you soon.
Be well. Nobody cares.
That's too funny. Well, thanks, Dan, for checking in. And go check out their Facebook page. Nobody Cares Sports. Yeah. They're funny guys. They put on this little show. And we call it little. I mean, compared to ours, Dan. I know you said you're the number one rated sports show. We're a ratings bonanza here live from Rab. So we're coming for you. And our guys that host we host a show every Monday night prior to the Scratch League, and which is the best Scratch League on the Northeast. Joe and Joe. And prior to bowling every week, they interview the bowlers and bring in different people. And they claim to have the number one sports bowling show throughout the country.
Emmy nominated.
Yeah, Emmy nominated. I mean, that's you can't compete with that. But here, live from Rabs, we've gone worldwide, global ratings bonanza.
Yes,
we're excited. We've taken that quote from Joe and Joe. They might be a little upset with us when they come and sit with us tomorrow, but that's okay. They're a part of the ratings bonanza that's happening here inside Rabs during quarantine time. We're not pouring quarantinis, but we're sitting here enjoying the time. And I do got to come back to a question.
Yep.
Will Veniscos. Where is he? Will Veniscos.
There he is.
He had a question, and we've been talking a little bit about what's going on here. Are you doing anything to the lanes, replacing pins? And just, hey, when we start the bowling season, we replace the pins at that time every season, which many bowling centers don't do. And may not have the means to do it, but we do different things. That's part of our season upkeep. We are doing maintenance, regular maintenance. It's to the machines that we would do on a regular basis. We're not messing with anything. The league season is still going strong. So while we're on a break at the moment, we're not going to go make major changes to the surface and the lanes during this time. So while we're keeping the place clean, it's going to be super clean when you come back. We are doing what we can just to keep the facility moving, so there are no kinks when we do get up and running. You see Jimmy and Mike in the background doing their regular maintenance. They start at lane 1, they work their way to 48, and they work their way back. This is giving them an opportunity to get ahead from what they were doing.
Plus, it gives them an opportunity to turn the machines on every day and to make sure that at least they're running for a couple minutes every day and keep them in good shape. I mean, that's the lifeblood of our business, so we need that to be in good shape.
What you missed the other day, we were a little bit later than usual getting people in. We're getting ready to start the show, and Jimmy starts turning on all the lanes as we're ready to roll. That doesn't really work, the sound.
No, it was noisy.
So Director Ray went after him and told him, turn off the lanes. So that's why we were late the other day getting started. But thank you, Pam, for joining us today.
Great stuff. Thank you, Pam.
We hope that you support your local restaurants. Gennaro's is open. We're making deliveries. we've posted. Kenny Soto did that for us, and thanks Kenny for adding the link to make a donation to our Feed Our Heroes campaign. If you're able and willing to make the contribution where we can send food to those on the front lines, that would be greatly appreciated. It's something that we're doing here every day. We've got friends and family, especially those that bowlers that are out there doing their thing. Yep. Thank you so much. And hey, this weekend we've got so this was episode 7.
Big. This is big.
It's a super big weekend. So tomorrow now, what's going on tomorrow here at Rabs tomorrow?
Tomorrow, Joe Cal and Joe Bruno are going to be returning, and they will be interviewing PBA and PWBA champion Kelly Kulik. She's a great bowler. She's a wonderful ambassador to the sport. That's the word I was looking for. And it really gives young girls somebody to look up to, somebody to aspire to be. She's pretty much done it through the sport, started as a junior bowler and worked her way up through college and to the professional tour, to the PBA tour, competing against men.
Team USA.
She is it. She is great. We're thrilled to have her.
She's the real deal.
She is the real deal.
Forget about Bill O'Neill. Hey, Bill, I love you.
We don't forget about Bill O'Neill.
But he doesn't like to be called the real deal. He's over that. But
yeah.
So Kelly's awesome. And Sunday we're on at a special time, 7 p.m. Sunday night. You were having dinner with us, and we're going global. Our friend, PBA champion Jason Belmonte is going to be with us on Sunday night. The one and only, the number one in the world, Jason Belmonte is going to be calling in and joining us on Sunday night, 7 p.m. So 2 p.m. tomorrow, 7 p.m. on Sunday, and we'll be back at it Monday at 2 p.m. So be sure to join in, continue to be a part of what we do here. We really do miss seeing you, and we know that you miss us. This is your way of missing us. We've been touching base with folks, and I got a phone call today, and Jim Denorio, I think he's watching, and I just want to say hello and always thinking about you, Jim, and thank you for all that you do for our senior bowlers. But we've missed you, and he had left a message the other day on the phone, and we picked up the phone and spoke to him today. And I remind you, please if you haven't heard from someone, reach out. Be sure to check in on someone. This is the greatest opportunity. I love seeing friends and family post their screen captures of their Zoom calls with their families. We used it last night with our Rotary Club. We checked in. It's just nice. So please take this opportunity to talk to someone that you haven't heard from in a long time. It's important. And it was nice to hear from Jim today. They've got a couple of things going on, but he's ready to get the golden oldies back up and running.
Yeah. And, a lot of people like Jim, and even like my mom, they've lost their social, their ability to be social with other people. Maybe they're not as much on the social media, so, they relied on person-to-person contact. So, hey, listen, if they're not on social media, pick up the call. It's 2 minutes. Just reach out. How you doing? That's it. It doesn't take a lot, and it may mean the world to them. And Frankie skimmed over this, but I'm going to go back to mention that I've known about Jason Belmonte coming all week, and I was forbidden to speak about it
until today. We said Friday. We said we'd announce it Friday.
Yes, and those of you who know me know that this was difficult. He's been sitting on the table pretty much all week as a little hint. But yeah, this is we're really excited about having him, and we hope that you will get your questions ready for Jason. This is an amazing opportunity for you to ask Jason on your own any question you might want to have.
Yeah, and the same thing goes for Kelly tomorrow. So
Kelly too.
Superstar Kelly's on tomorrow. You have questions for Kelly. You can shoot them to us in advance or be ready to type them in. And same thing for Jason on Sunday night. So 2 p.m. tomorrow, Superstar, PBA, and PWBA champion Kelly
Shoot,
Kulik, future Hall of Famer there.
Future Hall of Famer.
Thanks for joining us today. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face.
Don't touch your face.
Keep your distance. Please do what you can and stay safe and stay away from others during this crazy time. Share our feeds. We appreciate all the support
Hit the
that we've
like
got.
button.
Hit the like
Wherever,
button.
I'm not sure where it
And
is,
if you're
but it's
watching
out
us
there.
on YouTube, subscribe as we load these up. Again, thanks to Pam. Thanks to Dan. We will see you tomorrow. Until then, thanks for coming.
Bye.